So this is the list here. So primarily what I'm looking at here is we got the Hero of the Precinct One as a great 2-drop, and you'll notice that almost every single other card in our deck is a multicolored creature of some form or another. It's the reason why I'm running 4 of these, and it's also going to benefit a bit from the Afterlife, which I'll touch on a bit in a couple other cards here. Lazav, because we want to be able to duplicate a couple of things that are useful. And I'll show you what I mean. History Benalia, it's just nice to sort of counteract those aggro cards that are sort of circulating. Deputy Detention, this card's been playing very well for me, especially against things like Golgari. It's been doing very well because you're able to take their Wild Growth Walkers, things like that, and usually they'll have multiple copies out, so it takes all of them, which is pretty cool. 4 Mortifies, because this is basically the only hard removal that's actually ran in the entire deck. It does take care of things like Reclamation, forget that land, the one that untaps all the time. Thief of Sanity, because who doesn't like playing other people's decks? Basilica Bellhaunt has actually been surprisingly very strong against aggro matchups too, because of the 3 life has been very nice. Seraph of the Scales, 4 of them, been doing very well as because again with the Afterlife as well as the ability to go Vigilance and Death Touch, it trades up a lot of the time, or just gets in consistently for 4 damage, which is pretty cool. Running Teysa as a 1-of, primarily due to the Afterlife triggers that'll happen, and then you get Vigilance and Lifelink on your tokens, which is pretty cool. I haven't built a sideboard yet for this deck, but it'll probably run what's that card? Draw Dawn of Hopes. That's the name. It'll probably run 2 or 3 of these out of the sideboard for those more grindy matchups, as well as just because it benefits a lot with sort of the lifelink vibe, and it'll probably throw another Teysa inside to the sideboard if that was the way. Probably throwing in another Hostage Taker. Again, this is sort of like a soft removal, the same way that Deputy Detention is a soft removal. It sort of deals with it sort of temporarily, but not permanently. Lyra, great top end. This is sort of the swing for the fences sort of idea. It doesn't want to run the Angel of Grace. This one here, Angel of Grace. While this one is going to be good if we're facing sort of the more aggro ones, there's probably be a 2 of in the sideboard in this particular instance. So we'll have to dabble a little bit in terms of what the sideboard would look like if we get into some best of 3s. The reset just happened, so I'm back in silver, I want to say, in rank. So before I play best of 3s, which excitedly enough, it was there before. I'm going to have to try and see if I can find it again. I don't know. Let's see if it's like that. Yeah, traditional ranked, which means that it's best of 3s with ranked, which is what I've been very much looking for. It's better than trying to just say who goes first in an aggro matchup, or you fall behind immediately and there's no way to sort of sideboard against things. So, but until we get to gold, we're going to play just the traditional ranked with this list. Let's just jump into a game now. Let's see how it sort of goes. I haven't had too many matchups with red deck wins against this yet, so I don't know how that matchup's going to go quite yet. Well, we may get our first opportunity to see that right now. Let's take a look and see what we got here in the opening hand. On the draw, I think this is okay. Oligarch and Hero of the Precinct One are nice. Again, into the Deputy for removal and nice top end. We are looking for possibly a shock land over the next 2 draws, hopefully. That way we can bring everything in untapped. This deck is running 24 lands. It was running 25, but I found myself just getting flooded a little bit too often, which I did not appreciate, as you can imagine. So we're going to try it with 24 lands if we're finding that it's just not working. And it looks like we're definitely up against something that's like really heavily aggressive. It's the White Weenie list. So with all these tap lands, it's not going to go very well for me. I am hoping he'll drop another Pride Mate. There we go. Because I'm going to look to use the Deputy Detention on that. Because these things are going to get a little out of control pretty quick, as you can already see. If we find a shock land here, no, still nothing on this. This is not really going the greatest for us yet. I'm going to throw the Oligarch out because I want it as a blocker. And then I want to be able to chump block something afterwards. So we're going to start with this. Alright, Mentor's going to give him a lot of value. I don't see him attacking here with a Vanguard. We are going to chump block here, though, because we can't keep taking 8 damage a turn. The Deputy Detention is going to go really well for us here, because we're going to be able to suck both those Pride Mates out. Which is definitely going to be our play. So now we're going to take both of these with the Deputy, which is pretty sweet. We're not going to attack because we're going to want the blockers. He doesn't have a third creature, so he's going to stop that sort of train rolling. He will be able to draw a card if he gets a creature to trigger with Mentor. So let's see what he decides to do here. Oh, well, there's another Ajani's Pridemate. He's probably going to pay the one to draw. Yeah, that was expected. I don't see him attacking here. If he does, we'll double block. I think we stop this train from happening. There we go. And he probably realized that was a mistake and he probably shouldn't have attacked there. We're at a bit of an impasse. I wonder if we just mortify this thing, because I feel like we shut him down now with the mortify play. Because that's 3 of his Pridemates gone this way. I don't think we attack. I don't want him to be able to seal away this or anything like that, which is probably the kind of removal that this white deck could be running. So I don't want him to have the ability to get these things back, and that's sort of my concern. He's probably going to draw another card here. We may have stabilized here. Man, we just keep finding our check lands. This is not the greatest for us. This is not very good. I am going to go like this, though. I'm not going to play out the Seraph here, because that's not really how I win this matchup now. This matchup is going to be about just me flooding the board in a sense now. Just making sure that we have enough stuff on the ground to block as necessary. We do get to surveil here, so I am going to be looking for some type of removal even potentially, because I want to get rid of this Mentor now, because that's how he beats us now at this point. We already have one of these. I'm not going to look to take another one. I'm not super excited about a second one of those in my hand. We're just going to skip. We're not attacking here at all. It's too risky for us to attack, because I don't want the double block onto the Deputy, because then he gets double Ajani back, and that will be a double trigger for the Mentor. So this is another Vanguard, so he's going to be able to gain a life here. He's going to draw a card. Yeah, he's going to draw a card with the Mentor. This is why we definitely need to get this Mentor out of here, because every time he's just playing these creatures out, his deck seems to be just built around it. So he gained a life there. Again, I don't expect him to attack, which is good for us because we're not overly concerned about this. And there's our first shock land. Oh, sorry. I just knocked my ring against the table. I'm not sure if I come up with the Lyra here, or I come up with the Seraph, or even the Thief of Sanity. There's many different choices here. I think I come up with the Thief because I want to start taking cards from his deck, I think. And I think the way that we're going to win this matchup is through the air. And I can transform Lazav into the Oligarch if necessary. Don't think that's a very good play right now, though. If he does attack with it, I can do it at instant speed, which is the nice benefit with Lazav. He has a pretty wicked animation, too, when he comes in, which is pretty cool. He could be sitting on a Mortify here or something like that, because he's sitting up on the 3 mana, and he's sort of counting down now, so he could be. Let's see what he decides to do here, aside from just wasting time. Hope everyone had a good week. Anyone that's tuning in, thanks so much. AvroTV here. Normally we're 2 people, me and my brother Daniel. We're in Oakville, Ontario, which is in the greater Toronto area, just about 30 minutes west. We're playing primarily Magic the Gathering Arena. This guy's going to use a timeout on us, it looks like. Yeah, there we go. We started this channel not even a month ago or so at this point. We're just sort of experimenting with the whole streaming thing. We were going to be playing Magic anyway, but we're like, you know what? We think we may have something to offer the internet world, as silly as that may sound, and then just sort of see how it goes. I don't like seeing another Vanguard here. I really want a removal for that Mentor of the Meek, because he just keeps drawing cards, and eventually that's just gonna, you know, sort of take over the game, which is not exactly what I wanted to do. Although I think we've stabilized on the ground to the point where the only way he really kills us at this point is if he runs Kaya's Wrath, something like that, but then he blows up his own board too. So I'm not overly concerned about that. That's fine. We don't really mind if he gains 2 more life here. Because since we took away all of his Ajani's Pridemates, these life don't really matter as much to him anymore. Yeah, as expected, he's not attacking. Let's go to my turn. Let's see. Alright, another Lyra. I am going to attack with a Thief of Sanity before I play Lyra to see what we could potentially take from him before we decide to move on. Our 1/1 humans are... unfortunately, they don't have lifelink or anything like that, which is okay, but... we're just going to attack with a Thief of Sanity here. He may have a way to deal with this. Yeah, so the Seal Away was exactly what I was worried about attacking with the Deputy Detention. I'm perfectly fine if he takes this now, because now I can get Lyra out. Lyra is a 10 damage swing every turn. We'll gain 5 life and deal 5. So that's a huge, huge benefit to us. So it doesn't look like he's running any hard removal either. It's just the Seal Aways. He may be running something like Conclave Tribunal. If he is, he'll possibly use that on Deputy Detention, because when he gets his Ajani's back, that's how we lose this game. That is not good for us. That's also how we can lose this game. Just with so much life gain that we just will be taking 2 life every turn. We need to destroy that as soon as possible. We're looking for a Mortify now at this point. Almost certainly. Because we're just going to keep taking damage. 3 damage a turn, basically. Or 2 damage minimum. Which is really, really not good for us. Because he just wins by doing that now. We need to gain the 5 life here. We are going to play the Seraph here. We do hit him for 10 a turn. The most he deals to us right now is 2 per turn with the Epicure of Blood, because he has all the creatures on the field. If he summons a creature, he deals an extra damage. So he could use a Johnny to bring back a Johnny to bring back the Johnny. So he's going to draw a card. We're going to be taking some pain here. See, this is the kind of garbage thing that happens. Because I have to resolve all of his triggers, I start going into timeout. The real question is going to be if we're going to attack a Johnny, which we probably will be. I'm not overly concerned if he attacks. We have several chump blockers, so that is not really of a huge concern to me. What I may end up doing, though, is transforming Lazab into a Thief of Sanity, though. That feels like what I'm going to end up doing. So we're going to make X equal 3. I'm going to turn him into a Thief of Sanity. I forgot to give Vigilance. Shoot. I did not mean to do that. That was my mistake. It's okay. We're killing off him here. We're going to gain another 5 life here, so that's okay. We've muddled up the ground to the point where we have a lot of jump blockers still, so... I want to see what we take with Thief of Sanity here, so let's see. The Murder is absolutely fantastic here. And I'm pretty sure we do this on the Epicure of Blood. Because the Pridemate I can just keep chump blocking. I'm not overly concerned about that. I'm concerned about him being able to ping me down consistently. That's fine. It's fine. Not overly concerned again about that triggering happening. If he decides to attack, it's an easy chump block. Yep. Yeah, not overly concerned about that. That's why we have these now. Because the way that we win this game now is in the air. This time we're not going to forget to give Vigilance. There we go. I love that animation. It's just so cool. Let's see. We attack with 3 in the air. Heal for 5 again. So all the work that he's done at this point is basically negated entirely. And now our Thief of Sanity procs. We may end up Ixalan's binding the Pride Maid. That looks like the play. The other option is just seal away, I suppose. That we will only use 2 mana. So use this here. I fully expect him to concede here now. I don't think that he has a way of coming back. And we'll just end turn here. The lethal attack on board next turn. Again, the only way that we really lose from this position is a Kaya's Wrath, which it doesn't feel like his deck would be running, even though it is the Orzhov mechanic. Oh, there we go. That's what I suspected.